Paramshanti to all the divine souls. Our salutations to our beloved Bapuji and Brahmama. Bapuji has given us such vast, infinitely supreme divine knowledge on so many interesting topics, and that too in such detail, which has never been written in any of the scriptures till date. Our infinite thanks to Sister Sakshi Patel for designing such a wonderful 10-day Behad Gyan course, which gives us a glimpse into Behad Gyan. Bapuji's knowledge is such that the more the time you watch the same video, you get some new interesting points, and to understand this, you would have to make your intellect pure. Often, there are so many unwanted and unnecessary things in our mind, thoughts and intellect that we fail to understand the knowledge. That is why Bapuji says, only those souls with subtle intellect and mind surrender to the divine will be able to understand this supreme infinite knowledge. We request you to read the books like Behad ka Param Gyan, which is in Hindi and English, Anant Koti Brahmando ka Mahakal Pralay, which is in Hindi, and Life and Multiverse book, which is available in English, Hindi, and many other languages. Please check out the website paramshanti.org, where there are free PDF copies of the just now mentioned books. If you want to understand in detail about a topic, please search on YouTube the topic and type Bapuji Dashrath by Patel. Welcome to the day 1 of the Behad Gyan course. At some point in our life, we question this to ourselves as to who am I? What is my life purpose? What is the ultimate truth of life? In this day 1 course itself, we will talk about Atma and Paramatma. Before we begin this course, let me give a small disclaimer that after listening to this Gyan, certain concepts which are mentioned in the scriptures about the soul, creators, you might find it contradictory. But those who have listened to Bapuji and his knowledge know why it has been explained that way, with accurate proof and logical reasoning by Bapuji. After this topic, we will understand life after death, theory of karma, time cycle, life in different dimensions, parallel universe, soul world, what is hell and heaven, subtle and causal world, who created this earth, why was it created, the lokas in our solar system, time, space, elements they are made of in different dimensions, and all the higher creations above, that is, the galaxy, universe, all about multiverse and creations above like PD, and finally Behad ka Param Dham. As you keep watching the videos further, you will realize that there are so many creators of different dimensions and why there are so many religions on earth. Only Bapuji has spoken about the infinite creators and the infinite creations. After watching all the 10-day videos, you will understand your real purpose in this life and how and with whom you should connect, that is, do yoga. Param means which is above name, form and beyond this world. If you pick any religious text or scriptures like the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Ashtavakra Gita or the Sankhya Yoga, it speaks about the existence of Atma or the soul. Now, why is there a need to know who am I? Once we come to know that this body is just a costume, we realize that we are not bounded to anything. Now, we need to know what is a soul, where does it reside, what is its form, what are its types, what are the different layers that cover the soul. Before understanding the soul, we have to understand what is Jeev and the beliefs that people have about Jeev. Now, you might tell why we have to go behind finding answers for these. The only significance of our coming on earth is that we should understand our true self, and after knowing the self, we can know our Supreme Father God. If one does not search for himself, then how can one reach till God? Look, we all know that as long as we are in this world, nothing available to us is in the permanent form, because time itself is changing. Everything keeps changing. From a human being to whatever we are seeing here is in the form of elements. Everything is changeable. You talk about any time period, nothing has been permanent or eternal. So that is why we are born in human form. It becomes very important for us to know our existence. Most people consider themselves to be low and impure, considering ourselves as body. What we think of is that we are limited. In reality, God tells us again and again that you are the soul carrying the light of infinite sun. Now the question arises, where does this power of infinite sun present? What is exactly a soul? Where does it reside? What is its nature? What are the sheets that cover it? And what are the different types of souls? We are infinite spiritual beings having a human experience. Let's cross all those limitations of thinking. Please watch the full video. The Veda Darshans, that is the Upanishads, have 4 Mahavakyas that uphold the ultimate unity of the individual with pure consciousness. The important Mahavakyas or the grand pronouncements are the first one, Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am Brahm, that is, I am divine light. Second, Tat Tvam Asi, taken from Chandogya Upanishad, which means you are that, where Tat means Satya, Tvam means Jeev, which Rishi Arun Uddalaka had explained to his son Shwet Ketu in the form of story of what this Tattvam Asi is. Third, Pragyanam Brahman, taken from Rigveda, means consciousness is Brahm, and Ayam Atma Brahm means the self is Brahm. It is important to realize these in our life. To realize these, let's go step by step. First, we will know what is the opinion of many people about soul, Jeev, are they same? Then, through the divine knowledge imparted by Bapuji, we shall uncover our ignorance and make an attempt to understand our true self. Most of the people have this notion that the soul neither comes nor goes. The people say is soul is imperishable, immortal and indestructible. Both these concepts are wrong. Bapuji explained that first of all we have to understand that a soul loses its power. This knowledge is a revolution in itself which has only been told by Bapuji, because till date no one has told that the soul loses its power. When the soul repeatedly enters the cycle of birth and death, the power of the soul declines. When the soul was in its true form, that is, in its original formless form, which is the incorporeal form, it had no qualities. But when the soul comes to earth from that true state, the power of the soul weakens. All the souls have lost their power. That is why we are sitting on earth. Due to avidya, ignorance of knowledge, and maya, that is illusion, the souls have been trapped in the cycle of birth and death. We all know that. All these coverings will be removed when the soul connects with the Almighty through knowledge. When a soul takes power from its creator and understands knowledge, then it will realize its true state. As per Behad Gyan, the soul is Ajar, eternal, Amar, immortal, and Avinashi, indestructible, is only referred to that stage when the soul is just created in its incorporeal form. But when the soul comes to this earth, it gets bound in the time of the solar system. During different periods of dissolution, the souls do get destroyed. For example, after the completion of Brahma's 100 years, which is the age of our solar system, Mahakalpa Pralaya occurs, where all the 14 lokas along with the souls residing in it get destroyed. Therefore, a soul is not eternal, immortal and indestructible, which has been explained clearly by Bapuji through Behad Gyan. The soul who assumes that he is a body is in the state of ignorance of his true self and completely immersed in this illusory material world is called as Jivatma. All the 84 lakh species are Jivatmas. The one who doesn't know of his true self is also a Jeev. Only man has intelligence and discretion, and only man can go from being a Jeev to Shiv through his intelligence, knowledge and discretion. He can recognize himself. Human birth is very precious, and the sole purpose of it is to realize our true self. When this Jivatma takes in the knowledge of this true self, realizes its inherent qualities and true nature, he becomes Brahma Swarup, that is, godlike. Let's understand everything about the soul. As per Vedas, the soul is a form of white light, a conscious divine energy that runs our body, which resides at the center of the forehead and between the eyebrows where we put the tilak. It does not have any weight. In our scriptures, the size of our soul is described as 1 trillionth part of our hair strand. Now, covering the soul is the layer of might, which is called as Prakriti. Inside the soul, there are 3 faculties, that is the mind, intellect and sanskars or impressions. When the body was created, mind came into existence, after which the intellect came into existence, and based on the intellect, sanskars were created. The 3 stages of the soul are incorporeal, nirakari, subtle, akari, and physical, sakari. The 3 types of qualities of a soul are Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. The original form of the soul when it was just created was the incorporeal stage, that is the Nirakari stage, which is the seed stage of the soul, and its true nature is peace and happiness, and was Nirgun, which means beyond all qualities. In this form, the soul does not have a body, nor the mind, nor any quality. It is beyond the mind, intellect and sanskars. It is above all the 3 types of qualities called Trigunatit. In this incorporeal state, also called Nirakari stage, the soul is purely made of param light. This itself is true self, ever happy state and Brahma Swarup. When can one realize this form? As long as he is covered with ignorance and illusion, till then he is a Jeev. When he removes the veil of illusion, meaning when he rises above the 3 qualities of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, then he will reveal his true form. Adi Shankaracharya had explained that Brahma and Jeev were one and the same, but the Jeev is covered with the layers. As soon as he removes the covers, then he will come in his true form. This explains the Mahavakya, Tattvam Asi. We have got this human birth to realize our true self through knowledge and remove all the sheets that cover the soul. As the souls began creating more of their kind, there was a decline in their power, and they came down from Nirakari, which is the incorporeal stage, to Akari, which is the subtle form, and got a subtle body. Souls in the subtle stage have Rajogun, a quality driven by passion and desires. These souls were Devi Devtas or demigods. Further, the souls dropped to the lowest stage due to loss in power, that is the physical or the Sakari form, which is the human body. Majority of the time we are in the physical form, where one is body conscious, has tamogun, that is qualities present due to the state of ignorance, and assumes that one is Jeev. Let's first understand the different types of bodies which the soul attains in its different stages. Bapuji has explained the different types of bodies. There is a gross physical body called Sthul Sharir, the subtle body called Sukshma Sharir, the causal body called Karan Sharir, the supracausal body called Mahakaran Sharir, and beyond that there is the supreme supracausal body, which is the Param Mahakaran Sharir. Our physical body is made of Panch Mahabhut, that is the 5 elements, which is Akash, ether, Vayu, air, Agni, fire, Jal, water, Prithvi, earth. When a person dies, his body's time on earth ends, but the soul's journey continues, and he continues his journey through his subtle body. When a man dies, his dead body is burnt, so its soil element goes into the soil, which we call ash, and the water element turns into steam from fire. Now the 3 elements remain in his body, air, fire and ether. This forms the subtle body. When the soul leaves the body, it is said that the soul neither brings anything nor takes away anything. Now one needs to understand that what we cannot see through this physical eyes is so vast and so true that one cannot even imagine it, and hence there is a need to make the intellect very subtle in order to understand the vast creations. But one thing should be known, that the soul takes with itself the mind, intellect, sanskars and knowledge. Whatever deeds he has done and emotions, all of this gets recorded in the subtle body. Now you must understand the difference between subtle and gross physical body. Can we see the subtle body with these eyes? No. but we can see the gross physical body. In order to understand the journey of a soul after death, one must understand the elements and bodies that makes us up and the worlds that are present above. For example, if you are in the causal world and you don't know what is causal body, then you will get stuck there. Causal body is also called Karan Sharir. It is the body created by all that is present in the subtle body. It is the body of thoughts made of only Akash or the ether element. The journey of our infinite births is in the Akash element. All the memories are present in our causal body. So when we realize that we are not the body, we are the soul, then our aim becomes how to get free from this body, how to get free from this bondage. To understand this deeply, let's take an example of soil and pot. If you understand the soil itself takes different forms. If we consider ourselves as a potter, so the pot also breaks and takes the form of clay. So long as you're sitting considering yourself a pot, meaning they're considering it as a body, till then you're living in a state of ignorance, because the real quality of the pot itself is the soil. The pot breaks and turns into mud. So once the pot breaks, it turns into mud, and the original quality of the pot is mud or soil. We have to break this notion that we are the body. We have to understand that the conscious principle which is above the body is the Brahma principle, the soul principle. How to get free from our deeds is the question. As I said, because there is a recording of infinite births in the body, so we will have to charge this causal body, then all the recordings in the Akash Tattva will get deleted. That is why Bapuji told that we must remember the Almighty Authority, the Supreme Powerhouse, while being seated in soul-conscious state and receive power from Him. What happens by doing this? Whatever memories are inside the causal body will be deleted. By doing this, our causal body gets charged and then we slowly move towards our real nature. Everywhere, only three bodies are being talked about: physical, subtle and causal body. Above three bodies are the supracausal body, which is the Mahakaran Sharir, which is the body of Param Tattvas, and finally Param Mahakaran Sharir, which is the supreme supracausal body, which is Param Light. Bapuji has given us revolutionary knowledge in spirituality, stating that there are different categories of soul. No two souls are the same, that is, their creators are different, are made of different tattvas or elements, have come from different places, possesses different powers or energies in their souls, also called kala, and they have different layers that cover their soul. Broadly speaking, souls can be categorized into two types. Had ki Atma means finite soul, and Behad ki Atma, which means infinite soul, that which is boundless and limitless. Had means which is limited to this world, the world which we can see through the physical eyes, while Behad means the world which is infinite and limitless, which we cannot see through these physical eyes. The source from which the Behad soul has originated is infinite, hence the word Behad. Behad souls are made of Param Prakash. There are different categories in the Behad soul based on the kala present in their souls, based on the time of their creations and where they have come from. As soon as these souls enter the earth, they get first covered by the atmosphere from where they have originated, and as they cross different worlds and reach the earth, they get covered with different layers of all those worlds that they have crossed. For example, if a soul comes from causal world, which is Vishnupuri, it gets causal body, and when it lands on earth, it gets a subtle body since it crosses that world, and finally the physical body, which is made of 5 elements, since earth is made of 5 elements. The Hat souls are those who are purely involved in the worldly affairs and never show any interest in spiritual quest. Hat ki Atma has 3 types of bodies, which are the physical body, subtle body and causal body. The composition of these bodies have already been discussed. While the Behad souls, along with these 3 bodies, possesses the supracausal body, also called Mahakaran Sharir, that is the Param Akash, Param Vayu and Param Agni, and supreme supracausal body, which is Param Light. The first and the innermost layer that is present outside the Behad soul is the shield which protects the light of the soul, called as the might or the Prakriti. Prakriti or might is made of Param Mahatattva. Behad soul is made of Param Light. Behad souls have come from Behad ka Param Dham. Every thought carries energy, creates a feeling, and an electromagnetic field is produced around one's body. This is called as the aura of a person. For example, the aura of an angry person is red. Different feelings generate different colored aura. As per yogic traditions and Vedantic philosophy, the soul is covered in 5 koshas, which means sheaths. The outermost layer is the Annamaya kosh or the food body, then the Pranamaya kosh or the energy body. Next is Manomaya kosh or the mental body, which is the body of thoughts, feelings, emotions. And then comes Vigyanmaya kosh or the wisdom body, which is the body of wisdom, intellect, values, belief systems. Last comes the Anandmaya kosh or the bliss body, which is also called the causal body, which is the experience of being with the true self, of the supreme and deep inner joy, happiness and peace. And inside this resides the soul. When the soul puts efforts in understanding the knowledge given by Almighty Authority and takes power from the Supreme Lighthouse, he or she will be able to slowly go beyond the different layers that cover the soul, will become boundless, break free from the cycle of life and death, and attain its original incorporeal form by becoming soul conscious. In order to understand which category of a soul you are and who is your creator, you will have to get into the details of knowledge. Every soul's journey is different. We've come here for a limited time, a body which will change in every birth, and for a limited age. And if we are expecting to get peace and happiness from this mortal world, then this is our biggest misunderstanding, because what you are seeking is present in you. You are that infinite peace, happiness and love that you have been seeking from others. After watching the Day 1 course, we hope we have sparked your curiosity to know about other topics, so please do watch the rest of the 10-day course videos. By the end of the course, it's your choice to take a decision to choose what you want. Do you want to be trapped in this cycle of birth and death and live in the state of ignorance in this illusory material mortal world? Or do you want to understand your life's purpose and put in efforts in realizing yourself and your creator and be a part in spreading the vibrations of peace and transforming this multiverse? Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this YouTube channel. As we conclude this video, we invite you to stay tuned for more such captivating and thought-provoking content. Embrace your curiosity and continue your exploration within you. Paramshanti.
बेहद की परम शांति सोचो, बोलो परम शांति।
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, Monday to Saturday, 5:30 to 6:30 a.m.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anant@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
बेहद की परम शांति सो